y'all awake in that side there? Hello? Fresno. Y'all over here? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Good God, man. What y'all doing? By the way, where is Ifty at? She sent me a message. Hold on, let me see. She said, Walaikum salam. LOL, I miss you. Subhanallah, I'm back in the States now. Oh, she's back. But I have been staying at my daughter's house because she had, okay. And she needed help. Okay, mashallah. She's doing better. So inshallah, I'll be coming back home tomorrow. I miss you in the classes. Inshallah, I'll see you in class soon. Please give my salams to Fresno. Fresno! Ifty sends her salam. Give my salams to Fresno. Fresno ain't helping me, Ifty. But she'll be back. She helping her daughter. So subhanallah.
Is her daughter okay?
She had a little surgery, yeah.
Oh, okay.
An unexpected surgery. So she's been helping her while she recovered. MashaAllah, that's good. You know, Ifty's a sweet person. Girl, I'll be glad when she get back up in here. Hold on, let me. Yeah, poor Ifty. My little Ifty. She can help me with my neck. Ouch, my neck. I did my exercise, but this crook is in my neck like crazy. And it won't go away. Hit it, Layla. Get the crook out. Get it, Layla. Ouch. Hit it, Fresno. Get it. Get the neck. Oh, we on TV. Hold on. We on TV. Fresno. Are we on TV for real? I'm mad at you, Fresno. We ain't on TV. No, we ain't. Okay, we ain't. Yeah. But that gets that crack out. What's wrong with the server? Why come it's not live or going live?
Not going live where?
I'm not live?
Wait a minute, you live right there. Say you live.
Am I live?
I don't know. I gotta find you.
Wait a minute. Is the thing going too? It says stop summary. A1 Are we live?
Yeah, that thing. Live.
Oh, we are. Live. Okay, we just went live. Okay, hold on. All right. Okay. Oh, it's my computer. What is wrong with this? Wait, I don't see it. You said we are though, right?
Yeah.
Oh, girl, it's my computer. Where's YouTube? I mean, wait a minute. Hold on. Okay, now I see us. We're live now. Okay, I see us now, guys. Sorry. Give me a minute. You know, inshallah, I'll put my new computer up tomorrow because this computer, it's about to blow out. It just goes black in certain places. But they coming to put my table up tomorrow, and I'll put the new computer up in there. Okay. Oh, now I can see the people. Oh, walaikum salam. There's Brother Carter. Okay, we are live. There's Laylee. Oh, walaikum salam, Sister Laylee. By the way, Laylee, I got that thing. You know, I meant to tell you the other day that we did. I got it. Your whatever. You know what your donation went through. Yeah, I meant to tell you that. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah, I can see it now. I couldn't see it before because of this computer. All right, here we go. Let's get started. In alhamdulillah wa salat wa salamallah wa rasulallah. There, I see it now. Welcome to our show. This is the class on the lawful and the unlawful. Alhamdulillah. This is the lawful and the unlawful. And we've been discussing divorce, the lawful and the unlawful in regards to divorce in Islam. And this is a big topic with a lot of Muslims, unfortunately. You know, our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that we Muslims would end up imitating the non-Muslims in everything that they do And you guys know when you imitate a people, you also take on their problems too. And one of the problems worldwide is marriage. You know, it's hard to find people that can marry and actually stay together anymore. Divorce is off the hook with everyone, you know, and this is really a sad reality. It's a reality. It's sad, but it's a reality. But alhamdulillah, this is also one of the signs of the last hour too. I had a brother send me a question asking me, is it true? Is it true that one of the signs of the last hour is that divorces will increase? Yes, that's one of the signs. And hey, as we get closer and closer and closer to the last hour, divorces will become more and more and more and more common. So we have to work at it. Remember, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam taught us that anything good, unfortunately, something, whatever is good, we have to really work at it. Marriage is good for us. And we really have to work hard to try to maintain our marriages. So yes, you know, divorce is very common. But Allah did set rules in effect. Allah did set rules and guidelines in effect in regards to divorce to try to minimize, you know, us abusing this, because that's what's happening too. A lot of Muslims marry and they abuse marriage and they end up in divorce. And a lot of people divorce and abuse divorce too. So we have to really learn the religion. As we spoke about in our previous class, everything begins with and ends with learning this deen. We have to learn the rules of marriage, learn the rules of divorce, learn the responsibilities that come with marriage, you know, and then maybe we can work harder to keep our marriages instead of ending up in divorce. And yesterday we went over some of the rules and some of the guidelines in regards to divorce. Today we're going to continue about that. Yesterday we spoke about divorce that's initiated by a man. You remember there's two types of divorces in Islam. A divorce that's initiated by a man and a divorce that's initiated by a woman. There's different rules, different guidelines for both. And we talked about some of those rules and guidelines for the man divorce yesterday. If a man divorces a woman, he has the right to take her back, but only twice. So if your husband issues the words of divorce to you, he can take you back within that waiting period. And if he divorces you again, he can take you back again during that waiting period, that waiting period. But after that second time, if he issues the words of divorce to you, there is no taking back. And Allah set that rule to try to prevent men from abusing that. So your husband can only issue the words of divorce to you twice. After that, he has to, if he mentions the word divorce, it's over. It's over. The woman has to leave immediately because he can't take you back. Okay. But you still are entitled to your waiting period. The waiting period serves a couple of purposes. The first purpose that the waiting period serves is to determine if the woman is pregnant. The second purpose of the waiting period is also, that's the maintenance. Allah is giving you women that time to figure out how you're going to live your life. You got either 3 menstrual cycles or 3 months, whichever comes first. I repeat, either 3 menstrual cycles or 3 months, whichever comes first, to figure out where you're going to live, get you a job, or whatever else, you know, because within that time, the man still has to provide and maintain you. After that menstrual cycle is up, the third one or the month, whichever comes first, then you leave out, it's done. Everybody understand that? That's the divorce that's initiated by a man. Now, divorce initiated by a woman is totally different. And this is what we will be discussing today. Oh, wait a minute. Let me go over this too. We also talked about how Allah set rules in effect for a man. A man cannot divorce a woman when she's on her menses. He has to wait till she's done with her menses. Number two, he cannot have sexual relations with her and then divorce her afterwards either. Number three, if the woman is pregnant, or if the one man divorces his wife and finds out she's pregnant, the waiting period changes till the delivery of the child. So if it's the first time he's divorced you, or the second time he's divorced you, and you find out you're pregnant, he has until before you give birth to that child to take you back. If he waits till after you've given birth, it's too late. He can't take you back. The marriage is over. And this is one of the questions that the brothers sent me last night. Say, for example, you divorce your wife and find out she's pregnant, and you don't know if you want to take her back or not. And so how long do you have to determine that? Until before she gives birth. If she goes into labor and has that baby, it's too late. You can't take her back then. It's over. You have until before she gives birth. Every brother understands that. Okay? Now, if it's your third time divorcing her, it doesn't matter. The marriage is over. You can't take her back. You still have to provide for her. You still have to maintain her while she's pregnant during those 9 months. But at the end of her 9 months, you're not obligated to her anymore, just a child. Is that clear to everyone? I want every Muslim listening to me to understand that if you have divorced your wife for the third time, pregnancy doesn't mean nothing. You and her are done. But you have to maintain her until she gives birth. What does maintain mean? Maintain doesn't mean that she live with you. Maintain doesn't mean that she can walk around and have sex with you because y'all divorced. Maintain means you have to buy her food and clothing and pay her rent. So wherever she living at, you got to pay her rent, buy her food, buy her clothing until she gives birth. So that means if you're pregnant and your husband has given you the irrevocable divorce, you have to leave. But guess what? He got to pay your bills for you. You get you an apartment. You got 9 months. 9 months to find a job. 9 months to figure out how you're going to support yourself. Because he's obligated to care for you until you give birth. Is this clear? Now, I want the people in Zoom to listen to me and let me know, am I clear? Because this is what is confusing. Is this understood?
Yes, it's clear.
Okay. But he can't take you back. You can't live with him because y'all done. After you give birth, he only has to buy milk and clothes for that baby. He only has to provide and maintain that baby, not you. So you better make use of that 9 months. Get you a skill. Find a job. Get you a car. Whatever you need. So after the end of them 9 months, you can be independent and self-sufficient. Y'all got that? It's clear. Okay? So those are the rules for a divorce that's initiated by a man. And all of this is from the Quran. Allah has a surah of the Quran that details divorce has been detailed out to us just like inheritance. Inheritance and divorce has been detailed to us by Allah in the Quran. And we got the hadiths. So now, what about the second type of divorce, which is the woman-initiated divorce? This is what we're going to talk about today. So let me put the PowerPoint up on the screen. Okay. Yeah. Okay, today we will be discussing the woman-initiated divorce. I don't know why this teddy bear there. I didn't pick the pictures today. Let me do my disclaimer. I didn't pick the pictures today because I was talking in the Zoom room and I was doing the PowerPoint. The PowerPoint picked, I put it on auto pick. So the PowerPoint chose the pictures itself today. And I don't know why it chose a teddy bear, but let's look and see why. First of all, for the woman who cannot bear to live with a man who is her husband, she has the right to free herself from the marriage. In other words, she has a right to divorce, but it's different. She frees herself from the marriage bond by returning to her husband the marriage gift and or gifts that he has given her. Does everybody understand that? The dowry and whatever wedding gifts he gave her. And it is preferred that he not ask for more than what he has given her. Okay? And this is based on what Allah said. This is not based on Islam Q&A. This is not based on Imam Malik or Imam Hanafi. This is not based on Ibn Taymiyyah. This is based on what Allah says. Like I told you guys, Allah is so detailed about marriage and divorce and inheritance. Allah says, and the interpretation of the meaning, and if you, the judges, fear that the husband and wife may not be able to keep the limits ordained by Allah, then there is no blame on either of them if she redeems herself from the marriage tie by returning all or part of the mahar, which is the dowry, the gifts. Mahar means gifts. So let's break it down in plain, simple American lingo. Say, for example, when you got married, your dowry was a ring. You wanted a diamond ring with rubies. Now, mind you, I didn't say wedding ring. You wanted a ring because you like jewelry. So that was your dowry. He gave you the ring with diamonds and rubies. But also his mother and his father, they gave you a bunch of gold too. Your mother and father gave you a box filled with gold earrings and necklaces and jewelry and stuff like that. Those are wedding presents from his family to you. Okay? Whatever gifts that he and his family gave you, the mahar, the dowry, was what he gave you, that ring. But his mother and father and grandparents gave you a bunch of little gold trinkets. That's part of the wedding gift. So if a woman wants to free herself, she has to return all of that. You have to give back the gold ruby ring that he got you, and that little box of gold trinkets that his mother and father gave to you as a gift. You got to return all that. Let me tell you why Allah did that. Shows the hikmah, the wisdom of Allah. Allah knows his creation better than we know ourselves. Allah knows that women love jewelry. That's the nature of a woman. We love to beautify ourselves. We like makeup. We like jewelry. We like perfume and trinkets. Allah knows that a woman likes those things so much that she don't want to give them up. It's hard for me to let go of my perfume and trinkets and gold and all of that. So I'm not going to play games. So if a woman comes to you telling you as a judge that you want out of this marriage, that means she tells you, I got here, he can have back his ring. His mother gave me some trinkets. He can take back the gold, the silver that his grandmother gave me. Allah knows that if a woman is willing to part with all those things, then she's serious. She's serious. This is not a taster. And we talked about the tasters. The tasters are those women and men who just marry for sex. This is a woman that's been through hell in her marriage. Either the man has been abusive to her, or the man is compromising her deen, her practice. So if she's willing to part with her makeup, her jewelry, her trinkets that were given to her as gifts, then she's sincere. So you let her go. Like the prophet told the companion, like the prophet ﷺ did. Whenever a woman came to the prophet seeking a divorce, he never sent her back to her husband. This is something that you Western imams do. They don't do that in the real world. Only in your Western world. Okay? Because a real person of knowledge knows that when a woman is done, she's done. She ain't parting with all that stuff. So when the women came to the prophet seeking a divorce, he didn't say, go back to your husband. The first thing he would ask them is, are you willing to return the dowry? Are you willing to return the mahar, which means all the gifts you were given? And if the women always said yes, then the prophet would say, I release you from the marriage. That's the key word. If the woman is willing to return all those wedding trinkets, wedding gifts and presents that his parents and family gave her, she's sincere. She wants out. That's the wisdom of Allah. And every woman, if you are, I ain't talking about the LGBTQ feminists. Now, you feminist Muslim women will object, but I expect you to, because you LGBTQ. You just wish you was a man. You're discontent with the code of Allah anyway, so I don't want to hear from you. But all the normal women who are real women, you know I'm speaking the truth. You ain't gonna let go of that makeup, perfume, jewelry, gold, for loose money, unless that man is unless you really want out. So that's Allah's wisdom. Islam is a check and balance. Allah doesn't give too much power to one over the other. Islam checks and balances itself out. So when a woman initiates a divorce, she has to return all the gifts that him and his family gave her. Y'all understand that? And also, if the man doesn't want the gifts back, then she can keep them. A lot of men will tell you, her, keep it. A lot of men will say, keep it, or his family. If his family says, keep it, honey, that's okay. We gave those gifts to you. You can keep it. Then the woman can keep them. Because that happens a lot too. A lot of times the family will say, we don't want that back. That way we bought that for you to make sure we thought you and our son would be fine. Keep it, baby. If they tell you to keep it, you can keep it. A lot of women ask, what if I spent it? Because oftentimes it's for loose money now. I spent that $5,000. Then you can go on a payment plan. You can tell your husband, the judge will tell your husband, we can put her on a payment plan where she can pay you back $100 a month until it's paid back. Okay? But that's the deal. The woman has to return the gifts, whatever the wedding gifts were that were given to her by the man and his family. And I hope this is clear. And that's not my ruling. That's the ruling of Allah, as you guys see. And where's the dalil for that too? We have the verse of the Quran and we have an example. I tell you guys, the hadiths are the explanation. We have an example. The wife of Thabit ibn Qais. She came to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and she said, "O Prophet of Allah, Thabit is a good man. He's very religious. He has good character, but he's impotent." This was the man that was impotent. She's saying, I don't want to show anger to him. In other words, she said he's a good man, but he can't fulfill her sexually. He had a problem with impotency. And because of that, she wouldn't be able to give him the respect that a man deserves. A man that can't fulfill his wife in the bed, that's kind of, you know. She said, but I don't want to be angered to the point where I start thinking bad about him or speaking badly about him or even hating him because he's a good man. He just got impotency problems. So the Prophet asked her, so you want to be released? She said, yes. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam asked her, what did he give you as a wedding present? She said, he gave me a garden. And while they were talking, there were other companions sitting around. They heard and they started laughing. They were saying, did you hear what she said? She said he's impotent. She called him a limp, you know, a brother with limp, ED. He got ED. They couldn't believe it. But the Prophet, he said, if she's serious, we're going to find out. He listened to her. He didn't ask how impotent he was or none of that. He listened. He said, what did he give you as a dowry? She said, he gave me a beautiful garden, a beautiful date palm tree garden. The Prophet said, are you willing to return it? She said, yes. The Prophet said, then I'll release you. Because what woman, that's land, that's property. She was willing to give him back this property. That's like telling you, he gave me a house. He gave me a house, and I'm willing to return the house back to him. That shows she was sincere. She wasn't lying on him. She wasn't making it up that he was impotent. He really had to be for a woman to let go of some property. And so when the Prophet said, I hereby release you, the other companions stopped laughing. They stopped laughing because they saw that it was sincere. She wasn't just bad-mouthing his brother. Okay? So this is the hikmah. This is the hikmah of Allah. Okay? So again, you know, so again, Allah sets the rules. This is what we were talking about earlier today about al-wala wal-bara, allegiance to the religion. A lot of people have no sincerity, no loyalty to Islam because they don't know the religion. You have women today calling themselves Muslims, standing up on soapboxes, claiming to be feminists because they're ignorant. They don't know that we already have rights. What are you seeking rights for? Allah has given a women rights already. We have the right to divorce. We have the right to do, you know. Knowledge is the key. Go learn the deen. And once you learn the deen, try to understand it. And if a person understands it, then he or she will accept it and be proud to be a Muslim. I don't have to advocate feminine, to be feminine, whatever that crap, the feminist movement. I was liberated centuries ago by a law. When the women in America in the 50s were protesting and fighting for the rights to be a woman, I didn't have to worry about that because Allah already liberated me. I already had my rights, but that's because I had the knowledge, the understanding of this deen, so I have no problem accepting it in its totality. Okay? So that's why if a woman is willing to return the dowry, then she's for real. If a woman wants to hold on to that money, you want to hold on to that. And that's why a lot of women, a lot of us say, oh, Sister Layla, that brother's over there beating her up. That brother over there is mistreating her. Why won't she divorce him? A lot of them women don't want to return the dowry. That's the reality. I'm telling you what I know. Because I've talked to women and asked them, why don't you do, girl, I don't want, I'd have to pay him back that $10,000. I say, you can go on a payment plan. I don't want to do that. Well, he must not be too bad. Your love for loose is more than your love for yourself. To be able to walk away from everything, that means you've had enough. A lot of women ain't willing to walk away from it because they ain't had enough. So that's why we don't listen to that. That's why when women come to you complaining about how miserable they are in their marriages, you need to shut them down. You ain't but too miserable because you still in it. You ain't had enough yet. When you willing to do like this woman did and tell him, take his garden, take his house, you ain't had enough. That's the wisdom of Islam. Okay? Also, it is haram for a man to mistreat his wife just to push her to try to divorce him so he can get his property back. And there are some men who do this. Some men, they want that money. They want that $5,000 back. So they'll mistreat you to try to give you a reason to let them go so they can get the money back and they'll marry another woman. This is forbidden too. Listen to what Allah says in the interpretation, the meaning. Nor should you treat them with harshness just so you can take away part of what you've given them, unless they are guilty of adultery or something like that. Unless the woman done committed adultery or on you or something, you can't treat them like that way just to try to take back the money that you and your family gave her. See how Islam is a check and balance. Also, it is haram for a husband to take back anything that he's given her because he doesn't like her, so he can marry another woman. Again, Allah says in the interpretation, the meaning, if you decide to take another wife in place of her, do not take back anything that you've given to that other one. Okay? So as you can see, Allah perfected this religion. It's a check and balance. Allah didn't give too much power or control to a man, nor did he give too much power or control over a woman. That's why we say marriage is a partnership, half and half. We work together. It's a partnership. You ain't no master over me, and I ain't no master over you. This is why women don't refer to their husbands as being their master. The only master over me is Allah. The only master over you is Allah. just like your children. Allah says in the Quran, your children do not belong to you. They belong to Allah. They're simply gifts that are loaned to you, or they can be a curse loan to you. The same with your husband. Your husband doesn't belong to you. He belongs to Allah. Your wife doesn't belong to you. She belongs to Allah. We're simply loans and partners in this relationship. Y'all understand that? This is why marriages don't work, because we have the wrong perception. A lot of men think that their wives belong to them and they're masters to be worshiped. Nope. Ain't no pus licking, ain't no prostrating. We don't lick pus off nobody. We don't prostrate to nobody but Allah. That's it. You just my partner in life, my partner in crime. That's it. And that's what I am to you. Okay? Let's see what else we got here. Also, a big problem that we have in the Arabic world that transcends into the Western world, because Arabic men from this background will come to the West and marry non-Arabic women and do this to them. This is what we Arabic women refer to a man who's Bedouin. You guys hear me say it, oh, he's a Bedouin. I wouldn't marry no Bedouin. I don't want no Bedouin. The Bedouins are the ones Allah talk about in the Quran all the time. Allah says the most ignorant people you ever come upon are the Bedouins. They're ignorant. They're very ignorant, and they still are in existence. Some of you sisters have married them, and y'all experience what I'm getting ready to talk about now. Let me talk about this. Before the advent of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam receiving the call to prophethood, these were the dark ages, as I tell y'all, the medieval period. The world was narcissistic. The Arabs were a narcissistic warrior race of people, just as the Vikings were, just as the Persians were, just as the Romans were. The Romans considered themselves to be more civilized, but they weren't. That's where all the homosexuality was going on and the bestiality. Okay? It was narcissistic times. Before the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam received the call to prophethood, what the Arabic men would do, because women didn't have rights, women were treated less than a dog. They would take a woman, call her their wife, and they would go months, sometimes years, leaving a woman hanging. They didn't want to let her go. They didn't want to kill her because they liked the sex with her, or they liked the fact that she came from a family of status. That was usually a thing. They would marry women as a way of uniting tribes. The only reason I married her is so that I can be united with that tribe, but I can't stand her. So they would be married in name only, but he would go without having sex with her, go without doing anything with her. They usually have harems of other women, sometimes for years. And how they would do it is they would swear the women off. I swear I'll never touch you again. I swear you like the back of my mother. They would use stupid, this was Bedouins, they would use stupid things like that. They would take what we call an oath of desertion to abandon sexual relations with this woman. They would keep the woman as their wife for the social status, but they would have concubines, mistresses, or harems of other women to do their sex with. Y'all see it on TV and some of the old shows they show about how the Arabs and people, the Greeks did this too. By the way, the Romans and Greeks did this too, this oath of desertion. Well, when the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam received the call to prophethood, Allah gave rights to women that women never had before. And this is one of the rights. Listen to what Allah says in the interpretation, the meaning. For those who swear an oath of abstention from their wives, the waiting period is only 4 months if they return. But if their intentions is divorce, then Allah is all-knowing. What does that mean? Allah is letting it be known that a man can only swear off his wife for 4 months. At the end of that 4 months, if he doesn't come back and have sex with her and claim her back, through sex, their marriage is over. Y'all see that? It's over. But this is only if the man swore an oath of abstention. I'm going to tell y'all how ignorant Western women are, but I'll talk about it. Let's deal with the Bedouins first. So a lot of Arabic men in the Arabic world don't do this no more. This practice is considered outdated because Islam outdated it. So if you go to the Arabic world, you go to Kuwait or the Emirates or Saudi and Egypt, and intelligent men don't do this no more. But there still are some Bedouins out there who are just ignorant, the men of the desert, the Bedouins, the nomadic, silly Bedouins that still do this. But an Arabic woman know her rights. The Arabic women ain't going to tolerate it. They know that all you can do is be gone for 4 months. After that, you out of here, Aki. I'm going to kick you to the curb and go marry me somebody else. So they don't do it in those countries much. But I'm going to tell you what a lot of them are doing. They'll come here to America seeking the green card, looking for the green card, and they marry these women and keep them as their wives for the green card. But when they get to America and they marry these old women, the Caucasian women, and they unveil these women and see that these women are old, look like great grandmothers, they swear oaths of desertion. And the women will come crying to Layla. I married this brother from Algeria. I married this brother from Morocco. He's 20 years younger than me. I haven't seen him in a year. He hasn't had sex with me in a year. I heard he's got a wife back in Morocco. I heard he got a wife here, another Arab woman he married here. I said, oh, you married a Bedouin for a green card, and he did the oath of abstention. That's what happened. Y'all see it on 90 Day Fiance. Popular show. Look at all them young Bedouins marrying these women that are 60 and 70 years old. 60 and 70-year-old women who are Americans just to get to America. And then they have sex with them the one time and swear the oath. And the women are on 90 Day Fiance crying about how, oh, I haven't seen Muhammad. What's that one? I haven't seen Muhammad in 2 years. He swore that he'd never have sex with me again. And I haven't seen Muhammad in 2 years. He did the oath of abstention. So it's still done. But they can only do it with those women that are ignorant. The educated woman who knows her religion knows it can only be done for 4 months. If he doesn't come back and have relations with you, before the end of that 4th month, your marriage is over. You are divorced. Does everybody understand that? This is haram, this oath of abstention. Like what Muhammad, remember the one from Morocco? His name was Muhammad. And that old lady in her 60s, I haven't seen Muhammad in 2 years. Yeah, he oath abstentions you. That's what they do. Terrible practice. Let me share this hadith with you. One night when Umar radiallahu anhu was the caliphate, he was walking around through the streets of Medina and he heard a woman singing. And she was singing and saying, the night is long. The darkness is all around me and I can't sleep because I have no one to sleep with. I swear by Allah that had there been no fear, if I didn't have fear of him, my bed would not be alone. I'd have a man in here with me. So Umar heard her and said, what is she talking about? This woman's supposed to be married. So Umar investigated and he learned that the woman's husband had been gone on a military expedition for a long time, like a year or so. So Umar went to his daughter Hafsa. Y'all remember Hafsa was one of the wives of the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And he asked her, he said, Hafsa, how long can a woman be away from her husband without it bothering her emotionally, without it bothering her psychologically? Hafsa said a woman can only stand that for no more than 4 months. And that's when Umar decided that he would never send a married man away on a military expedition for any amount of time that exceeded 4 months. That shows the wisdom of Umar. So Umar had that woman's husband come back, and he wouldn't allow any men in the army to be gone longer than 4 months. Okay? Because that messes with the woman mentally. You make a woman feel like she's nothing. The woman is lonely. She's depressed. She feels less than normal. It's a mental thing, an emotional thing. So that's why Allah said the maximum is 4 months. So for you Western women listening to me, like that woman and Muhammad, I don't know if Muhammad ever came back to her. She said she found out on the, 90 Day Fiance, the last episode of her, she said, I heard that he married another woman, but I still have never been divorced from him. Okay, well, you are considered divorced. If he did an abstention like that for you, and it's been over 4 months, you are considered divorced. But don't get up and remarry nobody. You call your local imam, and you let your local imam get in touch with Muhammad, because Muhammad can be tracked down. Here in America, we can track down anybody. And let the local imam get in touch with Muhammad, and let the local imam issue a kula to him. And then you'll be divorced. Everybody got that? And let's talk about that for a second. On the other hand, we got these smart aleck women who are from the West. They marry these Arabic Bedouin men like Muhammad. And then they come and think, well, and since I haven't had sex with him in 4 months, that means we divorced. That is not what this means. This only applies to the oath of abstention. Because your husband ain't touched you in 4 months does not mean that you can do what a lot of you American women have done, marry another man and you still marry. You're just an adulteress. And even with the oath of abstention, you don't say, well, I'm divorced, I'm remarrying. No, you still have to go through the channel of contacting a judge. So the judge, the Islamic judge, can divorce you. You can't take it upon yourself to assume that you're free and marry your next door neighbor. You're just an adulteress. See how Allah checks and balances. Okay? All right. So that's the oath of abstention, which is done by the Bedouin men, especially those Bedouin men that come to America. So now let me give y'all a short quiz. Let's see if y'all understood this stuff. Get to the mic. Here we go. Question number 1. If a woman initiates a divorce, which of the following is different from a man initiated divorce? Is it the first one, there's no waiting period to determine pregnancy? Or is it the second one, she must return the dowry and gifts given? Or is it both? Which answer is correct? If a woman initiates a divorce, which of the following is different from a man initiated divorce? Is it the first one, there's no waiting period to determine pregnancy? Is it the second one, she must return the dowry and gifts given to her? Or is it 3, the both?
It's the second one. She must return the dowry and the gift.
You guys agree?
Yep.
Mashallah. Good job. That's the correct answer. Number 2. Good job. Let's look at the next question. How long can a man swear off a woman? Is it A, a year? Is it the next one, a month? Is it the next one, 3 months? Or is it the last one, 4 months?
4 months. 4 months.
Exactly. We just talked about that. You can only swear off a woman for 4 months. After that, the woman needs to get in touch with the local imam or the local judge so that the judge can take it from there. Next question. When a man divorces a woman, how long is the waiting period to take her back? Is it 3 months? Is it 3 menstrual cycles? Or is it 3 months or cycles, whichever comes first?
The last one, 3 months or cycles, whichever one comes first.
Mashallah, that's the correct answer. 3 months or 3 cycles, whichever comes first. Let's look at the next question. If a man issues 3 divorce decrees at one time, how many divorces does that count as?
Just count on one. There's one.
Exactly. The correct answer is 1. And I don't care what Imam Malik said. I don't care what Imam Hanbal said. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, any man that issues 3 talaqs, it counts only as 1. That's it. Period. Dot. Next question. If a woman finds out she is pregnant after being divorced, when is the divorce final?
So after she has the baby, or she
When
gives
gives birth.
Yeah.
Exactly, when she gives birth. When she gives birth. This is only for the first or second time. If a woman,
And he must maintain her until that divorce is final.
Exactly, and he has to maintain her. This is only for the first or second time that a man has divorced her. And how many times can a man divorce his wife and then take her back?
Twice. Yeah, twice.
Exactly. He can only divorce you twice and take you back. So, mashallah, those are the basics. The basics of divorce that we need to know. And by the way, we strongly encourage you, if a woman or a man, is going through divorce, it's best that you sit down with an imam who specializes in divorce, that can help you guide you through it. Everybody understand that? Not no hood imam. When it comes to issues of marriage and divorce, you need to speak with imams who specialize, and we have a lot of them here in America who do specialize in marriage and divorce. Just so you guys know, Dr. Jamali is one too. Dr. Jamali specializes in marriage and divorce. Yeah, he's one of the ones that do. So you have to sit with these people in these type of situations. Somebody like Jamali is who you would contact if your husband been gone for 3-4 months and you don't know where he is. You get in touch with somebody like Jamali who specializes in it, and he would take it from there. Okay. All right. Any questions or comments about what we talked about? Any questions or comments? Yeah. Brother Carter, most of us are Bedouin. I'm Bedouin too. What can I say? My father's people still are, from what I understand, they still are herders of camels. They got red camels, white camels. From what I understand, my father's people still got red camels, white camels, black camels. Most of us are. Yeah. Most Arabs are Bedouin.
First one, Sister Lady.
What?
Your hijab.
Huh?
Your hijab.
What about it? Oh, girl, please. Okay, any other questions or comments? Let's see. Yeah, look at Israel. Yeah, Israel, subhanallah. Yeah, guys, so that's what I suggest you sisters do. Exactly. You sisters need to get in touch. Yeah, you get in touch with these imams that specialize in marriage and divorce. You don't just deal with these little hood imams. An imam is just a person that leads you in prayer. An imam is not a scholar. An imam is not a judge. An imam is not an arbitrator or a mediator. You have to people that specialize in that. People like Jamali who specialize in marriage and divorce. Yeah. Okay, any other questions? Let me remind everybody that tomorrow we have the heroines of Islam. That's tomorrow. I'll be continuing with the story of Salama radiallahu anha. The story of Salama radiallahu anha. And here's a little thing of what to expect with that. This will be her story. Because we talked about her marriage. We stopped off last week with her marriage to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and how she was an advisor. You know, the Prophet made dua for her, asking Allah to free her heart of jealousy and drama. So she was the wife that he could go to and didn't have to deal with drama, you know, or jealousy. He was able to relax with her, and she gave him advice. She was a female warrior. She was the first cousin of Khalid bin Walid, and she was trained with the sword just like Khalid was. She participated in every battle that the Prophet fought. Not only was she his personal advisor, but she would also get on that battlefield with Khalid. Her and Khalid, she would be right there beside the Prophet, looking out for her man. She'd take the front. Khalid bin Walid would take the back. She said, I got the back. They stand back to back. Can y'all see that? Her and Khalid back to back on that battlefield. She could wield. They called her the lioness of Allah. He was the sword of Allah. Salama was the lioness of Allah. The Arab people are warriors. They're not, and the women were warriors. They were not these pus-licking people that these men that come to the West want you women in the West to believe. Arab women are strong. very vocal, feisty, hard to challenge. Yeah. So we'll be doing part 3 of her story tomorrow. Yeah, I got a little thing for it. Let me show you. Where is it at? Isn't it up here? Slime. Here it is.
She was a woman strong in her beliefs, beauty, and knowledge, and held a high position. She was known for her wisdom, her strong devotion to the welfare of those who were needy. There were many ayats of the Holy Quran that were revealed to the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, in her house. She played a significant part of many of the battles that were in Islam. She had the ability to give legal verdicts. Her name was Salama bint Abu Umayyah. Join us every Monday and Wednesday 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central for the show Hirionis of Islam, with your host Layla Nashiba right here on Sunnah Followers.
Yeah, so that's tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll be continuing with her story. Yeah, she gave fatwa. She issued fatwa just like Aisha radiallahu anha. Yeah, she was even more intelligent than Aisha because she had the maturity that Aisha didn't have. Aisha had a photographic memory. Aisha could remember everything that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said and did, and the history. Salama was very strategic, and she issued a lot of fatwa too. Yeah, the Prophet didn't marry no crazy women. All his wives were intelligent. All his wives were beautiful, and all his wives, every wife served a purpose. He married each one for a purpose. Okay. All right, so we're going to close out here for tonight. Make sure that everybody is here tomorrow. And don't forget the 6 o'clock class will be continuing with chapter 9 of the book, Diluting El Wala Wal Better. Make sure you complete chapter 9. And then at 9 o'clock tomorrow night, we'll have the story of Salama radiallahu anha. So I want to thank everybody for joining and participating. And please remember, if you enjoy coming here to learn Islam in its truthfulness with the understanding of those companions, please support this dawah effort. Please make a donation to help pay our website expenses. Our expenses are $2,000 a month. Our website expenses total $2,000 a month, as y'all can see with the new stuff we're doing. So please scan that QR code or go to the PayPal me /Sunnahfollowers and make a donation, or you can Zelle even. What's that address? Is it that address there? Y'all see that address there, Layla at Sunnahfollowers.net. That's the address you would use for Zelle. That's the way I spell my name, Laila. Not Lei, Lai. You know me, I'm always different. Even when I spell my name, it's different. All right. Okay, so I'm going to close out for tonight. The Zoom room is open if y'all got any questions. Inshallah, I'll see everybody tomorrow. Have a good night.